It is done with blessing, it is done with clarity, and it is done beautifully. And I am grateful for all of this, and I'm grateful for the blessing of each and every person joining us, the beautiful music provided by Alberto, and mostly I am grateful for this day and for life itself. And I release this treatment knowing it is done, and together we say, and so it is. Thank you much. And now, do we have our YouTube?
Yes, Nemo Patel.
Okay, great. Yeah, so now we have Nemo Patel, and it's Be Kind. So thank you very much.
Pamela made said I could tell a joke, and so I'm just going to tell you one from a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about how the divine urges always went in and through and as us and pushing us upward and outward. And we were talking about the launches of Branson and also of I'll just be really brief, of the upcoming ones at the time, Bezos. And I said, well, it all began with Lucy. We have always been expanding. Always, it is that divine urge within us. And Lynn Chaplin-Noe came up right after. And for those Lucy fans and the I Love Lucy show, I am just telling you, this is what she gets up with that missing a beat and says, "Explain that one, Lucy." We expanded ever outward. So now we're going to play Planting Seeds, not being kind, but planting seeds, and so it is, which I love also. Enjoy.
I spent a long time running, I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around.
Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing
It's like
more.
your whole life you've been training for this moment, and when the time comes you just disown it, meaning you just surrender, don't control it. Not interested in the clay pots and mold it, or sitting next to the path trying to unfold it, or waiting for the fruits to fall down toward you. Let it go and now you're flowing, feeling quite gorgeous, so you take steps away instead of towards it. What a rush, feeling freedom with nothing to hold. We've been taught that what you touch will always turn to gold, and now we're learning when we let it go it overflows with no credit to take, cause no credit is home. A higher power working deeper where the seeds are sown, and when the seeds are true, then they're seeds of gold. But the real gold is joy when life starts to flow, and when it does, you just smile cause now you know. I spent a long time running, I never knew then what I know now. That the fruits, they always come in, but you can't go around just knocking them down. It takes a long time to show in. We plant the seeds then, and we look at them now. But the roots are always growing, no matter if I'm there or never around.
Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, whatever grows
Yep,
will grow,
when it grows, it grows.
whatever dies
And when it dies, come on. If it works, it works. Let it fly, let it fly. When it fails, it fails. Come on, it soars, it soars. Whatever grows, let it grow, let it grow. Dies, it dies. When it works, it works. Yeah, let it fly, let it fly. Fails, it fails. Let it soar. I'm planting the seed and nothing more.
And again, all our musicians have been so generous with us. Thank you, Alberto, for especially during COVID. But Nemo Patel and Daniel Namod, all their music is copyright free, and we're allowed to use it, which is so wonderful. Also, with Daniel Namod, I love, and Nemo Patel, all of their songs had addendums where they did the improvisation and the joy of things. So I always say, play them till the end, play them till the end so we can see all the joy. And as we continue ever onward and upward, it is so, I am so honored. Buzz, who's on the learning curve on the board, who's always done the board, but we've changed everything technically. And I can tell that this is, oh, Donna's here. Oh my gosh, one of our pracs is here. Donna Butler, yay. All of you, yay. A big round of applause, and Lisa and to everybody, yay. I just went, oh boy. Anyway, Buzz, when ready, and maybe he won't, we're going to do, I don't know what roll means. Keep going? How many more words can I say about Buzz? Oh, I have a day. I have lots of words. Which ones would you like? The good ones? Buzz is our poet laureate, and he has made our announcements into like a little feature, because every week he comes up with new poems for everything. And so as we introduce him, he is the one, the creator and the limerick guy here, and we're so glad he's been with us. And he and Reb Lynn, they interestingly share the last name, no E, and here he is. Yay! Yeah. Oh, here you go.
Here I am. Sorry for the technical delay, but when you're an old guy like me, this digital technology, it's like, whoa, must be coming from God. So anyway, thanks all for being here. And, let me go back here. We're gathered on the last day of July, where the blessing has been to meet here together live. Reverend Pam and Reverend Kelly are here to real soon speak. And for now, here are the announcements for this week. Morning Mindfulness continues at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live. These daily meditations with Reverend Pam will allow you to thrive. Power of Clarity remains the theme for this week. It will provide the spiritual perfection that you seek. At 7 p.m. Thursdays on Facebook Live, our midweek spiritual uplift will boost your divine drive. Lisa Coffey is the host for this week's session. Rise Above is the title of her uplifting lesson. Please keep in mind our center is here for you, so please let us know what we can do. The spiritual treatment that we provide will reveal your perfection and allow you to thrive. You can always leave a request by phone or send us an email from wherever you roam. And on the back of each chair is a treatment request, so hand it in to us and we'll help you be your best. How wonderful it is to meet together here live in our center that is dedicated to help us all thrive. Your love and donations keep our center going so that we can be here to keep your wellness flowing. Later we will list the online ways to give so you can donate right here or from wherever you live. 2 other places where you can lend a hand, please do give them whatever you can. Ventura County Rescue Mission provides the homeless with much good, and the Ventura County Food Share feeds the needy in our hood. Our center is part of Ralph's Community Contribution Program. A portion of whatever you spend at the store gives our center a small donation or more. So please do sign up or simply renew, and Ralph's will contribute to us at no cost to you. Our center's code number is JE859. You can sign up at the store, or you can do it online. Another way to help our center for a while is to shop online using Amazon Smile. When you complete your purchase for the items you got, it'll donate to our center right on the spot. And finally, next time we gather, it will be August 1st. It's hot outside, so drink water to ease your thirst. And that's it. That ends the announcements. All I have to say. I'll be in the booth for the rest of the day. Next up is our musical inspiration of the day. Here's Alberto Del Pino with a great song to play. Thank you.
All right, the song that I chose, the first song I chose today, it's a song from the 17th century Ireland, and it's called Sheebeg and Shemore. Now, Sheebeg and Shemore means the little mound fairies against the big mound fairies. And apparently in Irish folklore, there was a big battle between 2 tribes of fairies. We never know who won the battle, but the wonderful composer Turlough Carolan wrote this song in 1685. And you'll see how modern it still is. So here we go. Sheebeg and Shemore.
That's the most polite battle I've ever heard. But they're fairies. They fight in slow-mo. Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. We are the Center for Spiritual Living Pleasant Valley, and we are a praying center. We provide you with affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment, whatever you want to call it. It's provided by our wonderful practitioners, and I'd love for our practitioners to stand up, please. Ministers and practitioners, even if you're visiting, please stand up. Holy moly. Okay. I would like for you all to introduce yourselves and just say the number of years that you've been a practitioner. Okay, we'll start with Reverend Kelly.
I'm Reverend Kelly Bershinsky, and I have been a practitioner for 6 years or so.
Great. Thank you. Stay standing.
I'm Reverend Geagan, and I can't count all the years and all my fingers and toes that I've been a practitioner. Maybe the woman I am today. Well, I'm following Reverend Van Geagan. I'm Pamella Bailey. I'm the lead practitioner here, and I do have a count. I've been a practitioner for 19 years. I'm Donna Butler, and I've been a practitioner for 10 years. My name is Marcia. I am Clue, so I'll go with my birth date, but that's 11 years.
And I'm Buzz Melly, and I am a practitioner. I've been so since 2013, so 3 years.
Do the math. He's so shy. And and I'm Reverend Lynn Chaplain Noe, and I've been a practitioner for 22 years. Let's applaud our practitioners. Our practitioners who, of course, bring to us the principles of science of mind, and they're available for treatment at any time. Today, it's our gift to you to have a treatment with our practitioners. So I would recommend that you get familiar with them, grab them appropriately, and have a chat with your practitioners. Every Sunday, make it a point to meet another practitioner. Their treatments, their affirmative prayers are all so wonderful and so rich and so different. You see how long we've been doing it, and that means we're dedicated. So please, let's play together and let's talk with our practitioners. Okay, today's discussion is revealing a better me. And Pamela said it, how could we do that? How could we possibly be any better? But I want to talk about the divine urge. I'll give you a few minutes to have your naughty thoughts. Okay, so this part, I was going to try to bring this off the page, and I thought, gosh, I wrote that so beautifully, I think I'll read it. And then I went, oh, I didn't write that, CSL wrote that. So I'm going to read what CSL wrote about the divine urge. God the divine is always eternally seeking to express through us. And when we accept that we are the divine flow of life ourselves and simply abide in that truth, when we get out of the way of the flow of the infinite that expresses through us, we advance toward freedom. And so, in other words, get out of the way and let Spirit do its thing. Just let Spirit do its thing. And that's not so easy, to get out of the way and let Spirit do its thing, because we want to get involved and control it and be creative and all of that. And it takes trust to get out of the way and let Spirit do its beautiful thing. So I got a call yesterday, and someone asked me to speak next week, and I got very excited. And she had seen my uplift, and I know how many of you watched the uplift on not nearly enough, but it's great. Thanks for the applause, because everyone does such a great job. Savina's been on the uplift, and Lisa Coffey, our spiritual leader. Pam, I've done it. Pamela's done it. Buzz has done it. It's wonderful. Kelly has done it as well. And so we are dedicated to that uplift. So I got a call. Someone saw me do the uplift about laughter. And she said, I want you to come and talk at my church and talk about laughter. She said, but I have the title that you have to use. I said, okay, what is it? She said, the title of your talk will be God Laughs. Well, how does God do that? If not through and by means of each of us and all of us. And I love it when Reverend Pam says, I'm here to give God a good time. And that's exactly how we do it. And the more we laugh, the more we create healthy endorphins. We do wonderful things for our bodies when we laugh. So I just encourage you to do that. The Centers for Spiritual Living, once again, I will read them because they're better writers than I am. Centers. We are all channels of good on this planet. Good, the perfection of God, passes through us. It is the divine urge of life that is seeking expression through us. And when it does, we become the outflow of divine wisdom. Isn't that groovy? So, I trust the ebb and the flow of the universe. I trust that life is bigger than anything that I can see. I trust that there is a divine order beyond my control. And I trust that no matter what happens, it will be all right. Who said that? Oprah. Of course. And I trust the divine flow of life because I am the divine flow of life. And that's my beloved mentor, Dr. Tom Johnson. And finally, you are here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold. That is how important you are. And that's how we get a world that works for everyone. That's Eckhart Tolle. And so let's have a brief treatment regarding this wonderful divine urge to express. Let's close our eyes, please. And as I close my eyes, I'm instantly aware of a presence and this overwhelming feeling of enthusiasm here in this moment, in this presence. I'm filled with joy to be here. Because I'm the divine individualized expression of spirit, then I know that I am the vehicle, the instrument, the body, the embodiment through which spirit expresses itself perfectly, divinely, joyously, genuinely, creatively. Knowing this wonderful truth of oneness with spirit, then I know that I step forward in my life full of enthusiasm, the breath of life, the love of life, the laughter of life. I allow myself to get out of the way and let spirit do its thing so perfectly, so divinely. I trust the divine flow of life because I am the divine flow of life. I'm so grateful for this truth of oneness with Source, the ability to choose laughter and joy and be enthusiastic. I release these loving truths into the law of mind. I allow divine mind to take care of the details while I enjoy my beautiful, expressive, laughter-filled life. And together we say, and so it is. And so it is. I'm being told here that I'm to introduce this beautiful man. So I'll do that. Here's this beautiful man.
All right. Second song, I thought it was appropriate today to do a song that everybody knows, and that's Over the Rainbow. So here we go. This is my arrangement of Over the Rainbow.
First of all, beautiful man, beautiful music, and everyone this morning is truly living proof of what Emerson said, who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear a word you're saying. And the essence, and I just also want to say, we're just going to call Revlin's treatment, just do it. She kept talking about doing it, and I think that's great. And it is my honor now to introduce, oh, and also I was going to say, Alberto is so intuitive. I just look at him, and he knew. I just looked at him. He grabbed the mic because I want to know about the story behind everything. And it is my honor and privilege to introduce our wonderful Kelly Bershinsky, who is been such a bright light in my life, and so many. Anyone who hears you speak, if they don't even though your essence follows you and is great, they just fall in love with you instantly with your clarity. So I'm just going to start us off here with our topic is about revealing a better me, and it's about being not stuck, being wherever we are on that rock of faith that is in and through and as us, and how there is that power for good that is always in us, that overcomes any obstacle, any challenge we have. Anything that is happening to us is that divine perfection, building our spiritual muscle, our spiritual insight, and how we're always have that availability to us once we are in the flow.
Well, I thank you first of all for the introduction, and I will gladly accept that everybody falls in love with me who hears me speak and that sort of thing. Fantastic. And so I love your talk title today, which is Revealing a Better Me, and it was the question was asked maybe once or twice this morning, how would I do that? How would I reveal a better me? And for me, in our teaching and in New Thought, I love to bring things down to a level that I can relate to, because it remains sort of heady sometimes. And so for me, is it possible to be better, to be a better me? And I get the idea that I am of spirit, that I am of God, and therefore how could I then be any better? And yet, if my life is, torn down to the chassis, and I am, broke and no work and no home and all those things, could I be better? I mean, is there anybody here who has not ever felt that they would like to better themselves or improve some part of their lives? And I think, my goodness, I would think we all would at some point or other. And yet the phrase that I hear a lot around our centers is more to be revealed, right? And I think I love words. I look up words in dictionaries. I know Reverend Lynn does that. We've talked about that before. And so I looked up reveal in preparation for this. And I want to just share something that I learned about this. And in fact, this, I will get to a definition, but this was a synonym study for the word reveal. And it says that reveal, disclose, and divulge all share the meaning of making known something that was previously concealed or secret. Okay, fair enough. And that to disclose is to lay open and thereby invite inspection. Great. To divulge is to communicate, sometimes to a large number of people, what was at first intended to be private or confidential or secret. Okay. And then the word reveal, which I think was so interesting, that to reveal is to uncover as if by drawing away a veil. And I think that is so incredibly perfect for this talk title and what we're talking about today, is, can I become better? Is there a better me, or is it silliness to say, regardless if my life is in shambles, that I'm not good enough, or something like that? That's not what we're saying. We're saying that there is more to be revealed, and I can never possibly reveal something that does not already exist.
And I agree with that totally, because who hasn't been, as I said, I'm not a drinker, but at times when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're on your knees and the bars are closed, what have you got left but to go within when your life is in shambles and say, this is not who I am. And in that infinite beingness, that infinite love, that infinite intelligence, I am willing at this point to open up and just let go of the ego, let go of which is no longer working, and open up to that divine within that is knocking at the door, knock and it shall be open, and waiting for the better, not the better me, the complete, unique fingerprint of God me to be revealing itself in its highest and best. And who hasn't? Is there anybody here who has not been where they've been on their, so to speak, the proverbial knees, asking for something else, and be willing to have something else come in and through and as them, and they are willing to give up anything to have that happen? Is there anybody here that has not been there? And yeah, and usually sometimes it takes that push into the divine, that urge into the divine, and sometimes it does comes when your life is in shambles, and you have to let go of that which has worked for you before, but is no longer working for you right now.
So, in this idea of reveal, right, of lowering a veil, and in fact, the etymology of that word comes from the idea to lower. And so in this usage, in this context, what would be the veil that would need to be lowered so that I could be better, so that that which is within me can be revealed, that essence, the truth of who I am, this spirit, godliness? what is the veil then that would have to be lowered? And for me, you said it partially just now, ego, for sure. I mean, I am often of the mindset that I have got to keep God on the straight and narrow. You know, that God can possibly do its work without me intervening and interjecting. And if I sufficiently worry and am anxious over something, I'm clearly, stepping in the right direction. And that is my incessant chatter, right? That just runs and runs and runs and runs. And so for me, that is ego, and that is the veil which I seek to lower.
And it is interesting because when we're lowering something, we're lowering our mask, and it has nothing to do with COVID out there. we're all doing the highest and best we know how, but lowering the mask that has kept us safe. When we stay in safety, we become dulled and apathetic, and we are not honoring God, who is again wanting to be in and through and as us. But a lot of times we keep doing what we're doing because it's safe. It's not actually giving yourself any excitement, any new insights, any new laughter, any new things, but to step out. I'll just say this story. I just remembered this. And I think it was 68 or 1969, and I was with my niece, who was 2 years old. And you can tell me the dates, when Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon. And he said, this is a step for man and a giant leap for mankind. And I'm thinking, my gosh, those little steps of going into something bigger has again brought us, look at, I must be space crazy or something, but brought us into now the private sector going in and doing all of those things that were done long ago and far away, but then we stopped, and it was because we wanted to be safe. We wanted to keep everything safe here, and now some of the greatest geniuses, at least they have the appearance of being geniuses on the planet, are stepping beyond the safety, beyond the ego, beyond saying, I can do this all by myself, and going into the allowing for all that information to come in and through and as us.
Yeah, well, for me, just this idea that dropping that veil of thought, the monkey mind, as we sometimes call it. The beautiful thing about it is, and this is our teaching, is that we are spiritually perfect, that we are of God, we are of this one thing. And so if I can do that, it's kind of scary sometimes, right? Because I think I am the most brilliant guy. Right? If it occurs in my mind, it must therefore be factual, having forgotten that I have occasionally been wrong over the course of a lifetime. Maybe not often, but occasionally. But it's so easy to forget that. And so if I can just trust that, listen, I don't have to become anything that I am not already. I have to reveal it. I have to access it. And I do that by letting this relax, letting this, a cessation of thought, a relaxation of thought. And then when I do that, those moments that I'm able to successfully do that, there is something in me that is absolutely true and pure and accessible that then can rise to the surface. And so I love this conversation, and I love your topic, but that is the idea also of stayed on spirit, right? That
it is.
Let me move past this so that I can remember this. Let me move from head to heart.
And speaking of moving to head to heart, every one of us was somewhere over the rainbow, and it's the topic. somewhere over the rainbow, somewhere beyond the veil, somewhere beyond the wizard lies our own wizard, and it's being revealed in and through and as us. And when truth hits us, it really just gobsmacks us sometimes. And one of my first awakenings, I've said this story before, was I was 4 years old in the Pantages Theater in the balcony with my dad, and we saw Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And we had not seen color TV or anything like that. And when the rainbow comes out and she lands out of Kansas into the land of Oz, and the color comes out, it changed my life. It's like one of those awakenings, and it hit. So what the song and what you're saying is, we bring everything with us. That remembrance of seeing that magic was already within me, because my sister didn't see that the same way I did. But that magical part of us, that child within us, that innocence, that purity behind the veil of conditioning is always there. So not only are we revealing the infinite, the infinite, and don't forget to reveal your infinite. Anyway, the infinite that lies within us, waiting for us to tap into it, but it hits our unique fingerprint, and it's time to reveal that good for the good of everyone else on the planet, for the energy, for the liftment of the energy and the planet. And so what I love about you is that you bring that energy and also that clarity to your talks. As you said, we can get very, very heady here, and we forget. And everybody's going, what are they talking about?
But But it's an interesting thing about science of mind and new thought in general, and I love it, because you can hear something, though, that really is maybe in headspace or very intellectualized, but it's truth. And so that very thing inspires us and keeps us maybe coming to, wow, I want to hear some more about that. And so for sure that's not without value. Don't mean that in any way, but I'm about the idea of, I know it's truth because it moved me in some way. Now what do I do with it? How do I apply it to my life and reveal a better me, and improve my life, and make life better for another person, and when someone else is maybe not acting as perfectly as I would choose for them to act, know that I have been there myself. Know that this is a human experience that we all share, regardless of whether someone agrees with me about things, and very often people don't agree with me. Yet, that incessant thing in my mind says, just be a better world if everybody saw things the way I see them. And yet my success at bludgeoning people with my belief system so that they will accept it is not particularly strong. So I think that we do make progress, and we can make progress, but we have to do it from a way that is heart-centered, that is heart-based for sure, and understand that my experience with thought and that rampant pace of thought in my mind is not an unique experience. That this is humankind, and then just come back to that place, back to that. It's like home, right? Back to my inner world.
And it's so interesting because when you're talking about, it's love and law. One of the first principles we learn in Science of Mind, law, the mental, the information that has always been there, will always be there when we open up to it, is there for us. That power, that presence, that intelligence. But love points the way. Without the passion of the heart, nothing would ever get accomplished. And when you go in through all of the seasons and all the reasons of our lives, what do you remember the most? The heart. I talked about the heart of opening up at the Pantages Theater, and there have been so many heart openings, and especially when we're meeting people on the street. Have you ever just met somebody and know that you know that you know them? And they just are like, you just are right there, fully present with them. And it's because you have. I think everybody, they used to say, well, there are soulmates, and there are true soulmates. And I know that. My husband and I were somewhere. We both went home and cried. It was such a horrible date. No, it wasn't. That, oh my God, what have I got myself into? No, we both went home and cried. We told each other that later, much later, because I didn't want to say, I went home and cried, because it was so heartfelt. But everybody we meet is a soulmate. Look into their eyes and take what you can. Remove the veil of safety and other things too. And I'm just going to close, and I'm going to let you close with, what are you willing to do to go into your inner space, the great beyond within? Really and truly, it is the greatest exploration. Anything that you need to come into your life is there waiting for you. And anything that is wise and reveals itself in greater ways is not in the outer space. It is all lies within. And in that inside, when we bring it out, it becomes the outer space where we have the scientific proof and everything that it is working, but love and law working together. Law, the mental, and love, the passion of wanting us to know more, be more, that ever push into the conscious evolution of this planet. Because every time we change, the planet changes. And boy, we need a lot of pushing right now to change the balance of the planet, as far as I'm concerned. But so what are you willing to do to go within, find what is making you more passionate about living in this time, which is unprecedented in all of the world. So that's my question to you. And Kelly, I turn it over to you.
Okay, and I will just say, for all of us, regardless of where you are in life or where you have been, revealing a new you, a better life, a more fulfilling life, a life that comes from that divine urge to be and do and grow and have and experience more, is absolutely possible. There's a beautiful quote that I'm going to share, and it may or may not be exact, but hopefully you'll get the gist of it. But it's from a novel by Nico Kazantzakis that is called Report to Greco. He was a Greek writer, and in it he says that what we call non-existent is only that which we have not sufficiently desired. The only thing that doesn't exist is that which we have failed to sufficiently desire. And that, to me, is about heart. What do I really, truly, absolutely want in my heart? That's where desire comes from. We often think that it comes from here. Let me control and let me cajole and let me have some measure of competitive advantage or something, or let me monitor how it is that you are perceiving me right now because I want to look good in your eyes or something like that. Desire is about heart. And if we go there and sufficiently desire, there's nothing that we can't have, regardless of where we perceive the world right now. So, namaste. God bless you all.
And just one other thing now, I can't help myself, is my daughter Katie, when she was 4, I'll never forget. I don't know why I always say 4. Maybe she was a bit older, younger, but I put her to sleep one night and she said, "May your heart always speak to me." So I say to you, and we still write that in our cards, may our hearts always speak to one another, and may my heart always speak to all of you. And so it is. I love you.
Oh, I
See,
love you,
everybody's
Reverend
in love
Pam.
with
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you so much. Can I have a COVID hug? Can I have it a little bit? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And now it's our Alberto, the beautiful man with the beautiful music. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Kelly. And the next song that I chose for today, it's a song by Michael Jackson. And you know, Michael Jackson has been very famous for many, many things. Some of them very bad, some of them very good. But there is one constant denominator about Michael Jackson, and it was about being human. And that goes for the bad times and the good times, as Kelly said before. You know, it's human nature, and there is a song by Michael Jackson called "Human Nature" also. But the song that I'm playing today, it's called "Man in a Mirror." And "Man in a Mirror," it's really about if you want to make a change, you got to start with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and start changing what you don't like there. And then you can proceed to make the world a better world. So here we go, Man in the Mirror.
You've made that change. COVID hugs. Oh, and now it is my honor to call up our ushers and have them stand in front of us. Oh, we have a new usher. I'm so excited. And Nikki, yay, Nikki and Savina. And then if you, stand in front of the podium, please, and face the audience. and as we put up the offertory, and we're going to read it together. And again, thank you, Christine Dowell. Together, divine love blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is, and that's the way it is. And as the offering basket passes, please give generously so that the center keeps giving and sending out these wonderful vibrations. And also take a card in the second basket. There's the first basket for giving, the second basket for an affirmation card. Please pass the baskets. Thank you. And you can... And now it's my honor to introduce our wonderful Reb Linigan with our closing affirmative prayer.
What a morning. We have a lot to work with for this week, don't we? Let's close our eyes, please. Or not. Buzz. Buzz. Not at all. You know, a bad rehearsal. We know what that means. A bad rehearsal means a good show. Once again, let's close our eyes, please. Oh, and as I close my eyes in this elevated, joyous awareness and consciousness, I immediately go to that space within, over the rainbow, where spirit dwells, and where the highest and best of myself dwells, in a wonderful co-creative affair of love. This is God. This is me. I'm aware of this space wherein the highest of myself dwells, knowing that I am that I am, capable, joyous, generous, creative, the divine individualized expression of spirit. And knowing this unity with spirit, I know then that I step forward in my life today and this week with these wonderful lessons that I've learned, wonderful knowledge that above and beyond what I might think about myself. I can go beyond that and allow spirit to express itself perfectly, beautifully. The pristine joy of allowing spirit to come through and reveal, and always reveal, and continually reveal perfection. And I declare that this week, this day, this moment, I'll see this in everyone on my pathway, this awareness that there's a higher and greater form of expression that we can trust is there, step out of the way, and allow it to do its thing. I'm grateful for these loving truths and this wonderful week that is ahead of me to explore all of the genius and intelligence and insights that have been revealed today. What a wonderful opportunity to raise the bar. So I release these loving truths to the law of mind. I allow divine mind to take care of all the details and do its thing while I enjoy my beautiful, expressive life. And together we say, and so it is. And so it is. Time for our spiritual leader. Here you go.
Would you like to stay up as we close, Lynn, too? Oh, sure. And I just want to thank for everybody's noble efforts this morning and always. And thank you for being with us on Facebook, too. Thank you, Kelly. What a joy having you with us, everybody with us this morning. And so we close, and as with our peace song. So we are going, if comfortable, stand, please, if comfortable. And we're going to sing the peace song together. And then afterwards, there are refreshments outside with the carefully wrapped protein bars so that nobody has touched them with human fingers. Okay. I know it in my mind, I feel it in my body, I see it in my life, and so it is! Yay! Woo! Woo!